Hello, everybody. I'm sorry. I was checking out the Big Cat Rescue app. I'm going to have to show you that later. Welcome to Cat Chat, our weekly show about big cats. My name is David Lee Stanton, and with me today, of course, is a very beautiful Carole Baskin. She is the CEO of Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida, which is it's the largest accredited sanctuary in the country for big cats. And when I say big cats, I don't mean house cats. I mean things like tigers and lions and bobcats. I guess a bobcat could be almost, I don't know, unfortunately some people try to make them house cats, but they're kind of a big cat too. The ones I've seen are
one of the most vicious.
Yes, so that's what our show is about. Our show is about Big Cat Rescue, all the stuff they do, and about cats in general. That's like the main focus. We do talk about other stuff, a little bit, because we like wild animals. But big cats is our focus, because we just love them. That's why. And they're just totally mistreated in this world. And it's our mission to make sure that stops. All right, Carole. So welcome to the show, everybody. I'm so glad you joined us.
Right before the show, I was working on a video that I didn't get finished, but we were catching a bobcat in a net, and I will post it later, but it really shows you why bobcats make awful pets.
Oh, you had it. What'd you have to catch it in the net for?
She was making a funny sound with her teeth when she was chewing, and she was 20 years old, so we thought maybe she had some broken teeth. Turns out she's got kidney failure, and so she's in her probably latter stages of kidney failure, which causes ulcers in your mouth.
Oh,
but
really?
the teeth were rubbing on the ulcers, and so it was hurting her to eat. So they pulled those teeth so that they won't rub, and then we'll just have to watch her really closely for the kidney issues.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but she's so old, we couldn't, dart her or anything. We had to go in there with nets and catch her, and she went straight up the wall. And Jamie and our operations manager did an excellent job of netting her. I even slowed it down because it happened so fast you couldn't even see what was happening. But in the video, you'll see the slow motion of the cat going up the wall and then into the nets and into the carrier.
Did you use the GoPro to film it?
No, I didn't. I was standing on the outside of the cage, so I just did it with my iPhone.
I found out that GoPro has come out with a 4K camera.
4K.
Yeah, 4K is above HD.
Wow.
Because like HD is if HD were to be called would be in terms of K, it would be 1980K.
Okay.
Where 4K is 4,000. So you're getting 2,000 more pixels per square inch.
And is this for slow motion especially?
Not necessarily. What the way to do really good slow motion is frame rate. So 4K cameras to do slow motion probably would require a very good camera, because that means for slow motion, you have to take a whole bunch of frames per second, and then for a 4K camera to do that would be pretty tough. Actually, it's tough enough for HD cameras to do it. But anyways, what I would recommend for you, Carole, is to go and try to find the highest frame rate camera you can afford. And I'm telling you, you can get, I would try to find no less than 120 frames per second that you can record at. 280, I think it is, would be even the best. I'm serious, because you ever see that really cool slow motion stuff where it's really slow, but everything's it's like liquid smooth, but it's slow motion?
Yeah.
And really clear. That's what you want, because I think that because you have tigers and all that stuff. You could really show off some beautiful tiger stuff with a really nice slow motion camera.
What do you think a camera like that would cost?
Well, I would say that you would be able to get one in the under $5,000. Believe it or not. But I believe it's well worth it. And I just happen to have one for sale right here now. I should be a salesperson. Really, I should be on my own sales team. I could sell anything. But okay, so let me go back to these notes here. Now I noticed I have to do my notes on my pad today because I can't get my printer's messing with me. I don't know. I changed the sync and it's one. I'm not even going to explain to you what's wrong. So, but I noticed here that there's something about a Senate bill. What's that all about, Carole Baskin?
Well, I switched over to screen share here so that you can see, but the Senate bill is like the most exciting thing that's happened for us since probably March of this year. And the reason for that is that whenever a bill goes through Congress, it has to have a House version and a Senate version. It has to be the same, and it has to pass both the House and the Senate. So back in March, the House bill for the ban of private possession of big cats was introduced, and just yesterday, the Senate version was introduced. And so what that means is now we can really start going to our supporters and asking them to send these letters to their congressmen to pass the Big Cats and Public Safety Act. This bill is what will end the abuse of big cats in this country, because it bans the private possession, it bans contact with the big cats and with their cubs, which is why most of the breeding is happening. People want to touch the cubs or have their pictures made or show off with a cub, like we'll talk about a little bit later on.
Right.
And this would stop all of that. It allows the people who have the animals to keep them until they die, because there's no place for them to go. But they can't buy more or breed more. So this is going to be the most important work that we do this entire year, is getting this bill passed.
Because, you know, the big problem with this whole cat industry, everyone, is the whole breeding of the cats. The breeding of the cats has got to stop. There's just no point in it. You know, speaking of cats and breeding of cats anyways, I have this really good, we have a commercial for Wild Animal Television, and it has to do with some tigers. And the way this commercial is set up, so to speak, it tells the story of what it is. There's this place that wants to steal a tiger because they want to exploit the tiger. Most likely, you don't really know if they're going to kill the tiger or if they're going to exploit it in a sanctuary, or not a sanctuary, in a zoo type thing that claims to be a sanctuary. Anyway, so it's about that, and the guy who they steal it off of, what he does about it. And that's what it's about. So we're going to go to that right now. Check it out. Okay. All right. And we're back. Wasn't that incredible? Makes you want to cry after you watch it. I don't know if you've ever seen that video, Carole, because now that we're doing it like right now, you might not even know what video I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Huh. Well, you're going to love it. It's a video about tigers. And you know how people exploit tigers and they get them and then they kill them and sell their body parts?
Right.
Grind them down or whatever? Well, that's what kind of this is about. You know, it's actually done to music and stuff like that and filmed beautifully, and it's not going to like show any killing or anything like that. But it's like emotional the way that it is. You'll love it. Guaranteed.
Wow. If you come to the show notes here, the Cat Chat show notes, there will be a link where they can send those letters to their Senate and their House members.
Okay.
And really easy for them. They just click on that link. They come down here and say, take action, and fill in their information. And if you were to skip forward, it has it all filled out for you. All you have to do is just keep hitting continue, 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 and then send.
No. So y'all getting that? Y'all got that on the screen? Hey, we have on demand here when it's usually up. So you can rewind it and go to that link right there. Pause it, write it down, and go to it. Or hey, just do a search for this. It's Senate Bill S1381 from the House version, H.R. 1998 of the Big Cats and Public Safety Protection Act. You know, laws is what changed this stuff. People think, oh no, if there's a law, how's that going to work? People are going to do it underground. Believe me, laws work. You know, it cuts down a lot on stuff. So it's important to have these laws in place. And if you knew the suffering that these animals go through, you would be rushing. You would get a team of people to write letters to your senator. if you got to actually see it with your own eyes, like Carole and I have got to see.
You know, a perfect example of what you're saying is like Darnell Dockett. He's an NFL player for the Arizona Cardinals. And he just went out and bought a tiger cub. And
I know, and wants to show it.
He can do it because it's legal if he bought it in his state. but I don't know if he bought it in Arizona. And he's saying he wants to take the cub out to the games and such, but you have to have a USDA license to exhibit the cats. So does he have one? And who's holding the cub? And, we turned this into USDA and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, but it's a lot of work for them to try and figure out, did he buy it across state lines? Did he violate something there? Does he have a license? Is he entitled to take this cub out and show it off at the games? And if so, what kind of life is that for the cat? And yet, if we had a law that said he just can't have a tiger as a pet, then there wouldn't be all of that money and effort going into finding out whether or not he's breaking the law.
Exactly, right. Exactly. More money goes into that than it's stupid, folks. Just get the law in place already. And like I said, the only way to get the law in place is through you writing your senator. I don't know if it was this show or whatever show it was on, but the power of writing a letter is so much powerful than an email, even. If you go to that senator's office, it's even more powerful than writing him a letter. So, I myself, Carole even knows herself too, probably. If somebody if somebody complains about my station, right, and if they come to the station or write me a physical letter, it's so much more action than if they just sent me email or Facebook message. You know what I mean? So it's really important to make a direct contact with these people because that's who they listen to.
And to show that you really care, that you didn't just send a sample letter. We make the sample letters for people so that it's easy, but if they put it in their own words, it has a lot more effect.
Right. Amazing.
When I sent this out, I was setting out an alert to send out to our 80,000 people that we have email addresses for, and it went out at 10 o'clock this morning. But before that, I posted it on Facebook, and I got a response back from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, who said that they are still working on the generic tiger issue and that they do hope to have that as a final rule very soon. And so what that will do is also, from a different angle, prohibit the breeding of what they call generic tigers, which are tigers that are not purebred. Any white tiger that you see, that's not a purebred tiger. So that all of that inbreeding that they do to create these white tigers would then stop if this bill or if this rule is passed by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So I was really happy to see that after 2 years, they're finally doing something on it.
I don't know if it's in there.
On this issue, we have another link to a letter that people can send right here. And this one goes to the Cardinals, and it also goes to USDA. And people just can read this part here, fill it in, and then hit send message, and they're done.
I don't know if it's in these notes later on in it. So if it is, I'm sorry I'm bringing it up earlier. But how do you remember last week when we had talked about the tiger that was being fed domestic animals and then a Doberman attacked it?
Right, that was a leopard.
Or a leopard. I'm sorry, a leopard. What did I say? So I just knew it was a cat and it was big. What was there any updates about that? Because I've actually been thinking about it.
No, there's.
Because that means this whole week.
There's no way you cannot think about that picture.
I know, that's what I mean. This whole week, while we've all been broadcasting, watching Netflix, Hulu, going to dinner, all that whole time, this cat has been in that cage with this arm that's been bitten by a Doberman, and it's probably infected. It's probably sick and sad and in pain and stuff like that. Oh my gosh.
The photos look like it's all the way down to the bone, and yet this cat is still not getting any relief because nobody will take action on it. The state won't do anything, the sheriff won't do anything, USDA won't do anything, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service won't do anything, and we can't go in and make her take care of it.
What could somebody do right now if they needed to? What could be done right now that somebody could do?
If they were to pass this bill, that would be a huge step in the right direction. It won't save that cat, but it'll save an awful lot of cats like that. But there's nothing anybody can do until one of these government agencies takes it upon themselves to enforce the Animal Welfare Act, which they are not doing.
And for people who might have just tuned in or don't know what we're talking about, last week we covered a story. What state was it in? Florida? Was it in Florida? Alabama. Where this lady has this leopard, and people started dropping off domestic animals and stuff to her I don't even know what she calls it. Does she? I hope she don't call herself a sanctuary. Anyway.
She calls it Animal House. I don't know what other indication than that is.
Well, anyway, so people were dropping off their animals to there, and then she was feeding them to her leopard, and then one of the animals fought back, and bit the leopard, and the leopard ended up killing the Doberman as well, right?
This was what we were told by the people who were on the scene. We didn't see this ourselves, so we can't attest to it ourselves, but that's what we were told.
Even any of the animals dying that way is just horrendous. First of all, putting a domestic animal in with a leopard is like horrifying. It's like beyond horrifying. It's like, I don't know what it is. There's not even a word for what that shit is. And then even on both ends, and then to have the leopard be scared of, doesn't even know what's going on, but is starving. What a bad situation, folks. This is what happens when you keep breeding these animals. They go into places like that with people who don't know what they're doing. And then they start feeding them domestic animals. And it's terror. It's literally terror all the time. It's terror and sadness. Oh, my gosh. That's why I do this damn show, seriously. It's because just to let people know that this stuff goes on.
I have that picture up on the screen right now.
Is that him? Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that just make you angry, folks? You need to, all this stuff I'm telling you, that we're telling you is so important. You know, we might laugh, or I might laugh and make jokes and stuff like that, but this stuff is serious stuff. That animal is suffering right this very moment in time. All because of stupid-ass laws and stuff like that. I'm serious.
Or the lack of them.
Or lack of stupid-ass laws. Lack of any. Hey, I'll take a stupid-ass law over like a no law. Anything. I'll take anything that'll protect animals. Because starting from the beginning, you can always make it better. But you got to have a start somewhere. And I'll tell you, it just seems like the judicial system or whatever system's going on there is just way too slow to make change. You know, when you're sick or when you're an animal in the cage with your leg all, you ain't got time. You ain't got a day. You ain't even got an hour. You need stuff done now. Look, I always get all angry on Cat Chat. But, well, you know, we have something good to talk about. Our next thing.
Yes, we do. We actually do have some good news, and that was that finally our vacation rotation enclosure was ready. And yesterday was the big grand opening and ribbon cutting. So what we did was we took a ribbon and stretched it across the entrance to the enclosure.
Right.
And let Bengali the tiger come running down the tunnel. And he was supposed to crash through the ribbon and break the ribbon and just ducked under it. But
he dumb. He only knows a damn ribbon.
To
him, it was probably a big old, blue. I don't know what color was it, blue or something? This big old thing in the air. Well, that's good. So it's done, right?
Well, it's done enough for a tiger like him and a tiger like Flavio, who are so old and arthritic they can't climb the walls.
Right.
The walls are 15 foot high with a 5-foot cantilever, so it's, it would hold most old tigers. But we have some cats that are really fit that I want to do some more work to it, putting up some sheets of metal up at the top that they can't get the claws into.
Right.
And so that'll take us probably another month or better to finish that. But the cage was finished as far as like having dens and having a lockout and safety entrances. And we even got to check out the new fountain in there. We have a fountain that squirts in 2 directions, 30 feet each direction over this little pond that they could play in. And I was a little worried that Bengali was going to be afraid of it, but he just loved it.
That is so great. So Flavio is going to get the walk in there and just walk and walk. It's fine. So,
yes.
So that dream is, so has he gone in there yet?
No, Bengali was the one that went in for the news because the press wanted to come out and cover it, and we wanted a cat that could actually run down the tunnel and out into the enclosure and give them some good footage. And he sure did. I mean, you can see in the picture here, he's going out into the pond to swim, and he sprayed everything all around the
Look how big that is, everybody.
Trees and all the toys. But Flavio, being as old as he is, he's 24, he's probably going to take a while to get down his tunnel, which is being built right now.
Right.
And he probably will take, all day to get across the cage. So we didn't think that would be the best for the media.
That's great. I'm so happy. Seriously, that makes my day. I'm very, very, very happy about that. Some
And we got tons of news coverage over at Bay News 9. ABC News did like 3 minutes last night. Fox News, St. Pete Times.
good. You deserve all the coverage you get. You deserve more. Lord, why I should be on CNN. No, I'm serious. But hey, folks, that's the power of attraction. That's why she gets a lot of news coverage and good things happen to her. That's why that thing was finished, because she's a good person, and that's why good stuff's attracted to her. And helping animals, especially tigers, man, is just really a special thing. Seriously. So is that inside of it right there?
Can you see this where there's like some people walking?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure you'd be able to see this. This has been inside my Dropbox. Yeah, these are some of the big donors. In fact, one of the donors left a $10,000 donation again after seeing the cage done, and they had been a big donor already. So these are the donors all getting their pictures made in front of the dens inside, Howie being the cat.
Howie being the cat.
Everybody being the cat.
Howie is Carole's husband, by the way. He is equally as awesome.
This is the tunnel that was going from Bengali's cage, and you can see Gail and Honey are putting it together and about to release Bengali into it. And there he is, about to cut through the ribbon. You can barely see the ribbon right there at the wall of the cage.
Look how crisp and clean that cage stuff is.
And look at that.
That is amazing. Look at that. That's and you know, pictures, folks, pictures will make that actually look smaller than what it is in real life. In real life, you would probably just be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you could. I mean, that's just so much space.
There on the right-hand side, you can see the two fountains that squirt out over the top of the pond. Right. And then on the far side of the pond, you can see Bengali walking around the edge.
Wow, that's just... Now, if you ever have to use the word fantastic, that's a good explanation of what fantastic means.
Volunteers built some nice platforms in there, and he checked all of those out.
Oh, look at! I mean, that's so interactive. I want to go there. Oh my gosh! Look at that. That's great, man. Awesome. I can't wait till you take pictures of Flavio in there.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Wow. So now you just had a recent thing again at Hamburger Mary's, another fundraiser. Yes. And how'd that go?
It went even better than the one before. The one on July 1st, we raised $1,900 and some in 2 hours, and last night we raised $2,157. And the 50-50 raffle last time, we got $367, and the other person got $367. This time, we got $521, and the other person got $521. So even the servers were coming up and buying raffle tickets with their tip money to try and make it on that 50-50 raffle.
See, when you do something good, everybody wants to be involved. That's the way it is. People want to do good, and they want to be involved in good things. That's why people do that stuff. So if you do good in the world, people like help tigers, don't breed them, you know, help stop breeding. Good things will happen to you too. Watch, you'll start to have luck and stuff. It's crazy. It's true. It's true, everybody. I've time tested the theory. It's true. Well, that's good. I'm so glad that the Hamburger Mary's franchise or whatever it is, restaurant, has been good for you guys and their fundraising efforts. So, you know, from us here at Cat Chat and Wild Animal Television, thank you, Hamburger Mary's, for, you know, believing, seeing the dream, whatever, but mainly that you helped out some big cats. You know, you
can see in the pictures here, people were really having a good time last night.
Right. That's great. Actually, like, when I see all the abuse that happens with tigers, it's so refreshing to check out Big Cat Rescue, because it's like a relief from all that abuse that goes on.
And we had a different MC last night. We had Daphne, and I mean, that transvestite must be 7 feet tall. I could not believe how tall she was.
Wow. Well, that's great. Now, you also we want to thank, I guess, Sam Simon.
Yeah, this was really interesting to me. I came across this news article that was talking about how he was saving tigers from, well, all kinds of animals from the circuses and zoos. And what he'll do is go in and completely buy out an entire circus or an entire zoo just to be able to turn the animals over to a sanctuary where they can live in peace.
Oh, really? Yeah, I would do that if I had a lot of money too.
Well, this guy has a lot of money because he was the co-creator of The Simpsons. He was also the producer and director of Taxi, Cheers, The Tracy Ullman Show, The Drew Carey Show, and they say that he's won dozens of Emmys and a Peabody Award, but they say that he makes tens of millions of dollars each year, and he wants all of his money to go to feeding starving people and taking care of animals.
I wonder what his family thinks about that.
Pardon?
I wonder what his family thinks about that.
Well, he said that he doesn't have, like, a wife and children, but he said he has taken care of the rest of his family pretty well, so he doesn't seem to think that they're going to have any problem with that.
Well, doesn't have a wife and children. Maybe he has a husband. Or needs one. That's funny. Well, that's great. So thank you, Mr. Simon. We really appreciate that. I mean, you're going to really make a difference in the world, believe me. He had a Facebook page right here that you can see. It's a Thank You, Sam Simon Facebook page. And he had about 1,200 likers or fans at the time. And we sent it out to our fans on Facebook. And now you can see he's got 3,357 fans. So I want to send a big shout out to all of those Big Cat Rescue fans that went over there and liked his page. See, I like that. You're like the type of, who you remind me of, like Leo Laporte. You know how he can like bring a site down?
I am not Leo Laporte.
Well, you're the Leo Laporte of Big Cats. I'm the Leo Laporte of the type of TV I do, and you're the Leo Laporte of what you do. But he does that. Do you ever see him, like, he'll try to take down a site, whatever?
That's so funny. He's amazing.
Well, that's good. So thank you, Mr. Simon, once again. Now, Angie the Bobcat goes in for dental work, right?
Yeah, is that further down here?
Did I jump? I didn't jump. Yeah, I didn't jump none.
Where do you see that?
Where do I see that? It was number 6.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Here we go. Yes, you're right. That's it. I thought numbering them might help rather than trying to figure out by the headlines what we were talking about.
Oh.
So this is the bobcat that I was telling you I was working on the video, and later on today I'll have it up on the Cat Chat notes. But these are a couple of, we already talked about what her issue was, that she's got kidney failure and also had these teeth that were rubbing some ulcers.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that about kidney failure, that you get ulcers in your mouth, which explains, because I had a cat that had to be euthanized, unfortunately, because of kidney failure. But near the end, she was doing that weird teeth thing in her mouth, and here was ulcers in her mouth, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So she's a 20-year-old bobcat. She's probably not long for this world, but she still seems very interested in eating. So as long as she wants to eat and she's having a good quality of life, we wanted to make it as comfortable for her as possible. If she starts showing us that she doesn't want to eat and is feeling pukey, then we'll go ahead and euthanize her and put her out of her misery. But we felt like it was the least we could do to see if this would help enough that she would have a good quality of life.
I can't wait until we figure out the meaning of life, because it seems like stupid to be born and live a life just to die. And I don't want to get into whatever talk.
Philosophical discussion.
Yeah. Falafel talk. Okay, I don't want to get into that, but it just seems like that's why if everybody thinks that you die, like when you die, that you just kind of always die, I don't think so. That can't even be, I don't even think that could even work, because it would seem useless to make life just to have, like, what the hell is the purpose? So anyways, that's for a different type of show.
But that would be an interesting topic, I think, because I really feel like we are all, and that these animals are eternal, and that we run into them over and over again.
Yeah, we're energy. We're an energy form. I'm telling you, folks, we're energy form. We're either born again, like just, our energy form goes somewhere. That feeling inside of you, that's energy. That's like life. Life doesn't, that part doesn't die. It's just, your body is just, it's like we're alien invaders, and we are controlling these bodies. Basically, we've taken over these bodies. But
I don't think we could imagine what it means to be eternal if we weren't eternal. I don't think we have that concept.
what? Say that again.
I don't think that we could imagine what it's like to be eternal unless we were eternal. If we weren't eternal, I don't think we could imagine what eternity would be like never dying, like always being in some form.
Right.
Like you said.
Like we wouldn't understand the concept of it.
Right.
I feel eternal. My eternal love. But I do. I feel like I've been around. I don't know. I know this ain't the first time I've been around. It just can't be. It doesn't feel that way. But you're right. We know these things inside of us. We know
Yeah. You feel that deja vu sometimes. It's like, oh, I know that person, and you've never met on this plane, but you've met them before.
Right. Or else you're just like, I've met people like I was immediately, I don't mean like sexually attracted to, but immediately attracted to, and just liked them right away, understood them. Yeah. I probably met you somewhere in another life, Carole, because I like you.
I agree.
We probably like were tiger warriors or something. Maybe we were tigers. Who knows? All right. Now, our number 7 here is technology.
I love technology.
What's that?
I said, I just love technology. There's so many ways that we use it out here at the sanctuary. And this was a text that I got from our operations manager today. She sent it to me and to our vet staff, and she said, I think this cat needs to go on a diet. What do you think? And that quickly you could make a decision as to whether or not this cat is too fat. Speaking of too fat, somebody, I think, from your show must have been listening to the trouble that I've been having losing weight. And we didn't talk about it last week. I actually lost 2 pounds last week, and now I've gained them back. But what they did was they sent me a package. Oh, you can't see this because I have it on screen share. They sent me this package of a soy-based protein shake. And apparently they knew from our show that I'm a vegetarian, so I can't use most of the protein powders that are out there. So I thought it was wonderful that they found a soy-based one and sent it to me. I want to send a big shout-out to Sandra Eden, whoever that is. That was really nice of you.
Oh, so what did you say? You lost 2 pounds, then you gained it back.
I did.
What'd you do? Maybe you went to the bathroom or something, and then you ate again. 2 pounds.
Well, with that cycle, that should actually cause me to lose weight every day. But
that's too funny. Well, so what are you gonna do? We're gonna start like charging you money or something if you don't start losing your pound.
I tell you,
we should make you make a donation to yourself, to like your own park or something.
Like on the millions that I've already invested into the sanctuary, I'm going to put in $1 a week, and that's going to make a difference.
All right, I'm right here. Speaking of technology, I would like to show you guys the Big Cat Rescue app. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when you first open it up. So, oh, okay. So it's oops. Oh, okay. It's updated. I actually just downloaded it to this, so it's updating something. Downloading 9 of 73. Must be photos. Okay, so while that's doing that, I think I'll see. You can have it on your pad. You can have it on your phone. Let me open it up here on my phone. And now, if you want to get this app, it's called Big Cat Rescue app. Just simply go into the Play Store on your Android device, or they have it on Apple as well, right?
Yes, it's in the iTunes store, and it's free in most places.
Okay, so I know I have it on my phone here somewhere. Let's see. And like I said, everybody, it's free. And then I'm going to show you, kind of give you a preview of... Oh, Lord, I got way too many apps.
Play the audio on one of those so they can see how they can see the picture and play the story of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, right now, it will take it a minute to update it because it updates itself. So that's what it's doing right now. And it says it's like downloading 61, 62, 63. I assume those are pictures.
Yeah, there's 105 cats in there.
Oh. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna like restart the app right from the beginning, and I'll even show you what the icon looks like. Oh, look at all that stuff in there! Oh my goodness! Wow, you guys are gonna like this. Okay, hold on. All right, so once you open up the app, you know, put a little, you know, you all know how apps work. Okay, so that opens it up. Let me get closer. Okay, so there you go. Now it opens up, and right there you get some menus. It says cats, rules.
Scroll down to Angie Bobcat. Since we were talking about her, you could play her story.
Okay, oh, look at all that. So, oh, look, it's alphabetical. So you want Angie the Bobcat. That's right there. And then you get an article, and also you can see a video. And then there's audio. So how do you start this audio?
There's a little blue triangle on the iPhone. I don't know. It's like a play button.
For Android, to start the audio, you just tap it. Okay, so here.
February 9th, 1998. Angie's owner brought her and 2 cougars to Big Cat Rescue in January of 1998.
Can you all hear that?
I can hear it.
That his county had changed their ordinances on keeping wildlife.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh, look, there's a cat.
Then there's like, it'll actually show you the picture of her too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, there's a picture of her. Although the camera's making it look blurry. It's very clear. I don't know why it's not looking clear in there. Okay, then there's these other icons, like at the bottom, there's this thing called Cat Map. Let's see what that is.
That's actually
look
more
at
of a
that.
training tool for our people, so they have to learn where all of these cats are before they can progress to the next level of shirt color. So what they can do is they'll see a map of the entire sanctuary, and where that cat is a little red square.
And what happens when you press go? Oh, that's like a map thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's for
Stories,
people to actually find us if they were actually looking for us to come visit.
cat list. Okay, let's see what the other stuff is. Oops. I like that first image, though, that opens up that cat face.
And you can just, on the iPhone, you can just swipe them. Or there's a little arrow at the top.
Oh, gotta keep closing it by accident.
And then if you go back to the cat list, you can pick the next cat.
Okay, and then what are the other things in there, too, besides the pictures? Like, I noticed it said rules and stuff like that.
Yes, because this is being used as kind of a virtual tour for the sanctuary. So we've started having our people wear an earbud when they walk around and a Vox box around their neck. And so the person giving the tour is talking into a headset, and everybody can hear it in their ear. But what they're going to be doing is using this iPhone app or Android app, and it will plug in so that the people on the tour will actually hear those stories that you're hearing. So the person giving the tour, when they see a cat come up, they go, "Oh, okay, that's Kalahari, so I'll play Kalahari's story for everybody to hear."
Right.
And that way we make sure that everybody's telling, accurate stories, and that they're getting the message that we really want to get out there about why these cats don't make good pets and why we need better laws.
Then there's also another tab on there that says issues. Now, it's not my issues, because I have a lot of them. But it's issues about, it's like legal issues. So I see in there a Siberian Tiger FDN USA issue. So if you check that out, then it has the whole issue in there.
And those are for like some of the places where you're walking around the sanctuary, there may not be any cats coming up, but they could play that story while the whole group is walking, and they could be hearing about different issues or different rescues.
Right. So, and then, excuse me, and how often is this updated?
It's a tour app that I built using a really cool service called Tour Buddy, and you can update it daily. So if a cat were to die tomorrow, I could update the app and take that cat off. If we were to go out and rescue a cat tomorrow, I could update that app and put the cat on. And it immediately sends it out to everybody who has the app. It updates your app the next time you update your apps by plugging into your computer. So it's always going to be fresh content. It took me 2 days to build the entire app with 105 cats. And it's costing us, I think, $200 a month to host it on their server.
Oh, there's Flavio's in there too, folks.
Yeah,
Or not
Flavio's.
Flavio. Is that right? Flavio. Flavio is the person who works for me. This is Flavio. Although David Flavio is probably in there somewhere. I don't know. Well,
You
that's
say tomato, I say tomato.
Well, that's a pretty cool. That's a good app, everybody, and it's free. So find it, search in the Play Store for Google or the Apple, I don't know, iTunes, however they do it on Apple. Search for Big Cat Rescue.
Yes, that will get you there.
Love it. Very good. Very nice. All right, so let me pull my notes back up here. See, Alexa, I'm doing everything on this pad thing, which I don't. Do you have a? You probably have an iPad, right?
I do.
Oh, this is the Nexus 7, but they just came out with the new Nexus 7, and I can't wait for that. And there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this pad, but we always want the new thing. Okay.
What you can see is during the day, Gail will also send me photographs of things that are happening around the sanctuary. So this cat needed a secondary water bowl installed, and she just sent me this photo to show me that it was being done. We had a Carole who was also having issues. She was having renal failure issues, we thought, but we weren't sure because a lot of times cats don't show you that they're sick. They know that it's survival of the fittest in the wild, so they won't let you know if they're sick. So what we do is we set camera traps on them so that we can monitor the cameras and see how often are they going to drink, are they eating their food, that sort of thing. And so we were able to get photos or video and photos to show us that Rose was in serious renal failure, and she went into the veterinarian today.
Wow. Excuse me.
Last week, it was too late. It was after the show. I added this to the Cat Chat notes from last week just in case people came afterwards, but you and I didn't really talk about it. In Spain, the Iberian lynx is one of the most endangered cats in the world. Some people say the most endangered cat in the world. And now they're saying that they expect in the next 50 years that these cats are going to be completely wiped out by climate change. And to me, that is just scary as all get out, that our climate is changing to such an extent that it's wiping out entire species of animals.
I know, it's shocking. If people knew the real facts of the earth and everything, you would stop. You wouldn't be throwing that cigarette butt in the street and the trash bag out the window down the highway, or else. I'm serious. If you really knew the facts of the world, it'd shock you. And yeah, the world is just extincting whatever animals, making animals go to extinction every day. Seriously, it's crazy.
There were some people who thought that they could save this cat by doing captive breeding and release, but they said that it's not effective because of climate change, and that those changes are happening that are going to make the entire areas where these cats live so unsuitable for life that it won't help. And so we hear all the time from people that say, well, if cats are dying in the wild, you should be breeding them in captivity. And this is an exact reason why that does not work. You need to be really protecting the earth and their habitat.
Right. They don't get it. You know what? There's places in the world that operate under that premise. Oh, we're protecting the species. Go to any of those tiger cub petting places, and you will see out on the front thing, conservation. We're teaching you. These are ambassadors. All these are ambassadors. Oh yeah, so no, that's a ruse.
Yes, you're right.
That does not help. The way, like Carole said, the way to protect animals from, how about stop taking them out of the wild, protect the habitat, and the habitat will take care of the animals itself. Seriously, it's designed that way. It'll take care of itself. Protect the habitat. That's all you have to do. That's all you got to do. Nothing else. Just that.
That's what it takes.
It's that easy. It's seriously that easy. You ain't got to do a whole bunch of cat programs and all this stuff. Protect the habitat. Everything will take care of itself. But incredible. Now, lovely earrings.
Aren't those pretty?
Those are lovely.
Those.
What are they? Oh, look at that. Okay, I didn't see.
It's crazy. One of our bobcats. She's 20 years old, and these are not available in our online store yet. Jamie just showed them to me, and she just made them yesterday and gave me a pair.
Do you have them on?
But we'll be selling them in the gift shop for $15, and if people want to buy them, they can contact Honey at bigcatrescue.org and ask her about purchasing them on over the phone.
You should send Mahogany La Piranha a pair. She'll wear them right on her show. She'll talk. She'll talk about your thing. She'll talk about you and everything if you send her earrings. Well, what are they made out of?
It's a silver plating. It's not pure silver. That's why we can sell them for $15.
Well, I mean the image. What's the image on?
She actually has to print the image out on photo paper, cut it out, insert it into the earring, and then cover it with resin so that it stays protected.
Yeah, I was curious how that was done. So
it's a lot of work for $15.
It is a lot of work. So do you like them? You don't have them on, do you?
I love them.
Are you wearing them?
I am.
Oh, let me see.
Let me switch back over and I'll show you. I have to get really close.
Look, she's such a model at heart. Any chance to model, she takes. I got it.
It wasn't hard to sucker me into that, was it?
It's like, yeah, I'll be glad to model them. No problem. No, they look nice on you. They look really good. I like them.
And they're real lightweight. I like that.
Uh-huh. Wow. And they're on sale now at the Big Cat Rescue gift shop, not online.
Yeah, because you can't find them on our online store yet. And sometimes, delicate items like this that take a long time to make don't end up in our store because she doesn't have the time to create a whole item for
what if they catch on like wildfire? And that's all she'll do all day is make earrings. Wow. Well, see, that's something always cool happening over there. Okay. Where were we? Oh, photos in the... Oh, hey, how are those? Because you know how you're making those photos look like oil paintings and stuff like that?
Yeah.
How's that endeavor going?
Last night at the bingo event, a bunch of people won things like bandanas and 2-for-1 passes to the sanctuary by using their Front Flip app. And frontflip.com has a free app where you can come to our Facebook page or our Google Plus page and scan this QR code every day. And you're playing to try and win an iPad mini. That's the grand prize, and there's like 1 in 5,000 chance of winning that. I can't believe nobody's won the thing yet because we have like 96,000 fans on Facebook, and if they're all scanning, somebody should have won that by now, but they haven't. So it tells me that not that many people are playing, so you have a pretty good chance.
Yes, I mean you're increased. That's good for people that want to win it. They're probably saying, quit talking about it.
Consolation prizes are things like these oil paintings, and Luana's been taking the photographs of our cats and turning them into oil paintings and then sending either the printed image or sometimes just the digital image to the winners based on whatever it is that they've won. So there's all kinds of consolation prizes in there where you can get T-shirts and magnets and a little journaling book that has a leopard on the front or some of these digital prizes. So people should play because it's free and you can scan it every day for a chance to win the iPad mini. And if you don't win the iPad mini, you'll probably win something like one of these cool oil paintings.
Oh, that's great. Those are cool. I would like to see one that's like, blown up, whatever, but like professionally printed or professionally framed. Stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty expensive. We had one done that was like 3 feet by 3 feet, and it was like $600.
How much? 600.
600.
Wow, that is a lot.
To put an image on canvas that made it look like a painting.
Yeah. Wow. If you ever need work that's I don't know like say you need to put a big old large decal on the wall. Or say you want to put your logo on the wall or your window or something like that, and a lot of places seem expensive. I found a place called Fatheads. Some free endorsement here, but Fatheads is a really good company. You can get them online, but they made the logos for my company. I don't know if you ever seen them on my window on my wall, up in the lobby.
Yes.
And so they did those, and they were only they were just a little bit over $100 each one of them. So,
wow.
I know in other places it was like $400 or $600. I'm like, so a very good company. Now also there was a video that we would like everybody to take time and watch. We won't show you it here, but we want to draw your attention to it. And it's a 48-minute video. And could you tell us about this video and where they can find it?
If they go to bigcatrescue.org and just type cat chat into the browser bar, they'll find this issue, which is July 31st, 2013, and the video is actually embedded on that page. It's 48 minutes of just a random day of the sanctuary, things that I see when I'm walking around, stuff that's going on. But the reason I thought this was particularly interesting is because the first couple minutes of it, there is a tiger just scaring the bejesus out of me because she's leaping as I'm walking by. We had locked her up with her brothers in one of the cages, and they have 4 other cages that are all hooked together, but we were working in those, building a platform for her. And so she had been locked up for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours, and she was mad because she couldn't see what we were doing down there, and she wanted to be in the middle of that, and they don't want you touching their stuff. And so when we went to let her out, she was actually leaping up off the ground and roaring and jumping at the cage, and it was just like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
If
wow.
people could see this, they would never want a tiger as a pet.
All right. I can't wait to watch it. So, folks, go watch that. I think that'll be something that you enjoy. I love watching tigers. But, well, I think that is about the end of our show. Did we miss anything?
No, got it all.
That's good. I'm very happy. Now, also today, I promise this, everybody. If not, I don't know, shoot me in the head or something. Today, if you go to wildanimaltelevision.com, you'll be able to find all of the Cat Chat episodes via Vimeo.
Oh, wonderful. Even 13?
I'm going to go do it right now as soon as I get off here. Because I've been waiting to do it, but like I'm just so swamped. I was telling Brian, I was like, I'm actually frustrated because I get up early in the morning and I work really hard nonstop until like 1 a.m. And I'm like, I don't know, am I working slow or something? I'm just not getting enough done in one day. I don't know.
So you've got an awful lot of shows going on.
I do. And you know what? Now that they're all like pre-recorded, that means you got to edit all those. Then that's only one part of it. Once you edit it, then you got to get it all up in the servers, meta tag it, distribute it, talk about it, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sick of videos, folks. But you know, I love it. I love this stuff every day. And it's, and we, my company, we joined with an actual news source. So we're going to be doing a news show, my other station. And I don't know if you've seen any of my posts about that, but we hired a newscaster, that we're actually paying, because this news place is paying us to produce a show for them. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
And they're also a movie house, right? They make movies. So then they had me do some casting for them. So then they picked my people that work here, because everybody that works on my station is beautiful. So they actually picked 2 of my people, and then they're sending a film crew down here to like film them, like start the movie off thing here. Then they're going to travel them all around, where they're filming at the movie. And then they're going to use my studio as like their home base while they're in Pittsburgh and stuff.
So you're going to be short-handed while your staff is all out becoming famous.
Oh, that's true. But you know what? I like to tell them when they first sign up, so to speak, that I'm a star maker. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm already a star, so I don't have to do it for myself. But I enjoy making other people really popular and famous. I love doing that. And all the people that work here, I work really hard doing that, and it works for them. They're getting movie roles and everything. So I'm really proud of that. That's why I tell you all.
It should be.
But, all of our efforts seem to, they're starting to come together and stuff. We still got more sales to make. So if you'd like to advertise, please contact me at David I should go to this one, djdavidstanton@gmail.com. Just email me there and I'll hook you up. Hell, call Big Cat Rescue. Carole will hook you up. She'll hook you up with some advertising on the show, or she'll at least send you in the right direction. Right?
Well, I think they stand a better chance of reaching you than me.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm sure if you sent her an email, she wouldn't reject it. She might not answer it ever. No, I don't know. I get so much email, I feel bad that I don't answer it all. Do you ever get it? Yeah. Do you ever get like that?
I do. I was even thinking about hiring a virtual assistant just to deal with all of that.
Right, because most of my email is like non-important. You know what I mean? So the important stuff gets lost in that sea of non-important emails. But
that's what I was thinking. I need somebody just to sort out all of the pitches. There's so many people that pitch us by saying, "Oh, we want to do this fundraiser for Big Cat Rescue." But what they really want me to do is to pitch their product to our fan base so that they can make some sales, and they'll give us some tiny portion of it. And it's like, that's really not helping us much.
I know. Or else that's like, I have that same problem too. People wanting to work out deals with me. Or like, you know what I mean? I'll do this, you this for I'm like, no. The only deal I want is for you to advertise so I can pay for my goddamn programming. That's all I want. I ain't got to work out no deals. I got a deal. I'm just kidding, folks. Anyways, all right. I love you all. Thank you, Carole Baskin, for joining us on your show, The Big Cat Rescue. I'm just a conduit or something, but thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you, Carole. I can't believe that's my partner calling me when I'm doing a show. I'm going to throw the phone at him.
Bye.
All right, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week on Cat Chat. Every Wednesday, around 11.